Fellas, I gotta be careful about this video because we all know how K-pop stans work. If I say something bad about K-pop or anything remotely close to it, my body's going missing and I'm ending up dead in a river somewhere. So today we're talking about K-pop demon hunters. And I know some of you are probably surprised that T-Bor's covering a fucking K-pop movie, but hear me out, fellas. I decided last night to watch this movie because I heard so many good things about it, even though I'm like 4 months late to the topic. I knew going into this movie that I'm probably not the target audience. I mean, one, not only am I a grown-ass man, but two, I don't watch movies as it is. It's very rare that I sit down and watch a film. And three, I fucking hate musicals. I hate them so much. I've never seen High School Musical, Grease, or any of that because I just get so fucking sick and tired of the singy songs. I'm an unhappy man. Let me be fucking unhappy. But anyway, I sat down and watched the movie last night, and holy fuck, I was pleasantly surprised. First off, just popping it out there for you. This movie looks fucking beautiful. Okay, imagine the 10 most sexiest men right in front of you. Bear with me here. 10 most sexiest men right in front of you, okay? They got their abs showing, they're jacked and shit. This movie looked better than all of them combined. I literally think you could go through every single frame in the movie and pause it at any point, and you will just be shocked at what you're looking at and how beautiful it is. They did such a good job. I was really impressed. Now, going on to the plot. There's gonna be no spoilers in this video because I honestly want some of you guys to go watch it if you haven't seen it already and you're into movies and stuff, because it's that good. The plot is pretty straightforward. It almost sounds like a shitty anime harem plot. Basically, there's demons and there's a trio of singers, and basically these trio of singers, the three girls, they stop the demons by singing and creating a barrier that prevents them from entering the earth, with the ultimate goal of being to create a permanent barrier that's like gold and shit. They call the barrier the Hun Moon. I probably butchered the shit out of that, but hey, A for effort. Oh, and also the trio are demon hunters. Can't forget that part. Hence the name of the film, K-pop Demon Hunters. Wow, what a twist. But even though the plot sounds pretty straightforward, like I said, it sounds like a shitty anime plot, I thought they did a really good job. Obviously, there's like the basic tropes of romance and, you know, all that jazz because it's a fucking kids movie. But even with that in mind, I still think they did really well. There wasn't any point in the show, or sorry, movie, I keep calling it a fucking show. There wasn't any point where I felt like dialogue was just filler, or a scene was there and I didn't feel like it needed to be there. You know, every scene really packed a punch of some kind, whether it was progressing the story forward, progressing the characters forward, or something along the lines of that. So there really wasn't a wasted scene, and by nowadays standards, this movie's pretty short. It's an hour and 25 minutes. I remember the days when movies used to be 90 minutes and that was it. But I think this movie's pacing is really good, and I really enjoyed it. Also, thank fucking God the writing is good enough, because there's no worse feeling than when you're sitting down for a movie and you're about 30 minutes in, dedicating your time to watching a fucking film, and you realize that it's absolute ass cheeks. Honestly, I don't think there's really anything that this movie does bad. I think of even the characters, let alone their designs, which I thought were really cool and unique, and they looked good. I think the characters as a whole are also very interesting because they're very, I don't want to say relatable because obviously I'm not a teenage girl, but they seem very down to earth, if that makes sense. I don't know. Rather than a character just seeming like a hero and seeming like something that's so far removed from what an actual human feels like, I think these characters seemed really grounded, and I really liked that part. And I'm sure most people do as well. And not only did they seem grounded, they also felt realistic, you know? Like, I think of, not to compare everything to fucking anime, but I think of like an anime character, right? Main character Jimmy fucking kills his mom because one of his anime harem girls said no to him, and now he hates all women. You know, obviously comparing shitty anime characters to a movie like this is a very big injustice to the movie characters, because the movie characters blow them out of the water in every single way thinkable. But I still think it's worth making that comparison because I found the characters were super grounded and they just felt realistic, if that makes sense, even though they're K-pop demon hunters. I also found the sense of humor in this I keep calling it a fucking show. I don't know why. I have brain damage or something. But I found the characters' humor in this movie, there we go, I found it really good, you know? Obviously, it's not my sense of humor to say. I wasn't dying laughing watching the movie, but I also wasn't dying of cringe either. I wasn't really sure what kind of humor to expect going into this movie because obviously it's a movie that's geared towards kids, so I was expecting maybe some awful Disney tier jokes or something like that. But I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, there was stuff in that movie that actually gave me a good chuckle, a little ha-ha, you know what I'm saying? Now, this wouldn't be a kid's movie with a female lead if it didn't have some type of female empowerment in it. Now, we have been conditioned lately in society for the past probably decade now to hate female empowerment in movies, and I'm guilty of this too. We all know the girl boss that tries to outman the man in the movie or video game or whatever medium you're watching, and it's fucking overdone, and the idea behind the message is good. But holy fuck, did this movie do a good job at actual real girl empowerment. Now, obviously, I'm not a female, even though I might have a lesbian haircut right now. But this whole movie is based around the premise of accepting yourself for who you are. Now, obviously, that isn't a new concept in itself. That's been done lots of times in movies in the past, but this movie takes a fresh spin on it. Now, Rumi, one of the main characters, this isn't a spoiler by the way, is half demon, which means she's got all these fancy markings on her body and she hides it from everybody. Half the movie is her trying to figure out and come to terms with being okay with who she is. And I really think that's refreshing because obviously, I don't need to be the one to say it, but in a day where society is essentially run by social media and people feel a pressure to look a certain way or act a certain way or just be anything other than who they are as people, I think that's a good thing. This movie has a good message. And it was so nice to see a type of girl empowerment that didn't involve that girl boss shit. I'm just happy to see a type of girl empowerment that feels real, genuine, and actually has some, behind it. It's good. It's awesome. So I was really happy with this movie, and I didn't finish it and immediately cry at the 2 hours I just wasted. I sat back and was like, you know what? That was a good fucking time. That was worth it. And even the music in this movie is actually pretty decent. It's not quite to the point where I would search it on Spotify and download it to my playlist, but it's pretty fucking close. It's like some good, if you're in the pop, it's some good shit. So yeah, that's basically everything I think I wanted to talk about in the movie. If you haven't seen it already, highly recommend you check it out, even though if it's not your thing, you might be pleasantly surprised. Anyway, thanks for watching, fellas. I'm now a K-pop Demon Hunter fan, and I'll see you later.